Hey, what's happening out there, YouTube? Carlos C&L Small Engine Repair and a whole lot of mobile service. Yes, sir. Guys, make this video short and sweet. Um, got a comment, well, a couple of them. A couple guys contacted me and was like, hey, man, where you been? Hope everything's okay. Hope your family's okay. God bless you. And, all that. And appreciate that, guys. It's heartfelt, man. For real, it is. Um, where we been is doing this mobile maintenance. Guys, gals, folks, the mobile maintenance is a good business. Um, a very good business. If you are doing a side hustle and say you got a full time job, but you're needing to make a few more coins because everybody knows everything's going up. Okay, inflation is here. Um, then you're gonna have to get out there and hustle you up some more coins, man. You're gonna need some more money. So um, this mobile maintenance, small engine mobile maintenance, is a good opportunity for anybody out there. Listen, it doesn't take that much to do it. I mean, the startup cost would be very minimal, um, and we're slammed with it. I'm telling you, you'll be covered up in no time. You'll be surprised how fast it grows. We have been doing 3 to 5 every day, 6 days a week. I mean, we're doing a minimum of 18. Well, no, I take it back. This week we did not do 18. Just because yesterday it snowed here. This morning it was 27 degrees. So these people were scheduled for next week. We just loaded up the schedule for next week. We called them all and told them, hey, we're not coming. We're not doing this to snow. Some people had garages and stuff, but they're not heated garages. I ain't going out there in 27 degrees, man, laying on a concrete floor. I ain't going to do it. But let me give you the rundown right real quick of how we do it. Customer calls in. Hey, I seen on your website, or I heard on the radio, or my brother Bob told me that y'all will come to my house and change my oil and check my mower and everything out. And I need that done. We don't do big repairs in the field. I can tell you that, guys. We don't. Customer calls in, then we ask for the model number of the engine and what the kind of engine it is, like Briggs and Stratton 21 horsepower professional series or whatever it is. Okay. And then we get the model number. You have to have the model number. Just because you buy a kit, like I got a kit here for professional series V twin 24, 25, and 27 horsepower engines. Okay. Um, that does not have the right air filter in it most of the time. Everything else is going to fit, but the air filter is not going to be right. So you got to kind of keep you a stock. Now I took 2 big gray totes. I labeled one Briggs and one Kohler. Everything that's Kohler goes in one. Everything that's Briggs in the other. We've got another box that's just labeled miscellaneous, and that's like starter solenoids, belts, and blades. Okay, so I carry 5.6.7.42s and 46s because some of your John Deere's now is running the little 7. It's not even a star pattern. I don't know what they call that thing. It looks sort of like a 7, like a 12-point socket would look like on the inside, but it's 7, a little squared off. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The new Craftsmans are running these crazy blades. I've never seen these. These are new. The part that goes up on them is an S. I don't know. I mean, like, you got the 5-star, 6-star, 7-point, or 5.6.7 studded, whatever they call it, and the S, and a bow tie. A bow tie is like for push mowers and stuff like that. But anyway, so I carry some of those, and I carry like 2 sets of everything. 2 5s, 2 6s, 2 7s. I haven't got any of the S's yet. A guy had a brand new Craftsman that had those S deals on there. I didn't have no blades for it, which luckily he didn't need no blades. But when these people call in, we get the model number, what size engine it is, what kind of mower it is. If it's a John Deere, D105 or a Cub Cadet 1042 or whatever. Um, um, Craftsman T110 or T310 or whatever. So we get all that. Then we put them on a schedule. At first, we were just planning on doing this 2 days a week. That's all we would do for 2 days a week. Is really it started off as one day, and then it blew up the first week. And I thought, well, let's just do it 2 days. So 2 days out of 6, I'd be on the road. It's not quite working out that way, guys. One is route density. Um, the more this grows, the easier it'll be because I can't run to Fayetteville and do 5 and then run all the way to Beckley 15 miles away and do another 5, then get back here to the shop and have time to do anything here. So hang on a minute, guys. I gotta open this door. Let some fresh air in this place, man. I got rid of my electric heater. I let my daughter, her thermostat went out at her house, so I give her one of my electric heaters, and I've been running propane again, and I know better. I'm starting to get a headache. It's propane in here. It ain't no good in here. But anyway, where was I going? Oh, and then when we go to the house, so this is my routine. Now, it's not necessarily what you have to do. You have to figure out and fix up your own routine. I go up. I've got a 10 by 10 foot tarp that I lay underneath the mower, and I drive the mower. You got to remember, these are not repairs, so these mowers run. I start them up, run them up on the mower. I've got a oil extractor that I bought from Advance Auto for about $50, and you pump it. Creates a suction in there with a hose that goes down the dipstick. That way you don't make a whole big bunch of mess. Plus, that's what the tarp's there for, to catch any gas that you spill or oil, that kind of stuff. You definitely don't want to walk into some of these garages. I've done some really nice mowers in some nice garages, and you don't want to leave a big oil spill or something in them. So, or out in the grass where it's going to kill the grass. But anyway, I go ahead and while it's put the hose down there, pump it up while it's sucking the oil out of it. I go ahead and change the air filter, the fuel filter, and the spark plugs in it. By the time you do that, that oil extractor has just about pulled everything out of that engine. You're never going to get it all, guys. Even draining it with the drain plugs, you don't get all the oil out of them. I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, I got that done. Then I go ahead and pop the oil filter off of it, because when you hear that thing, it'll start gurgling, where it's sucking air. I've got a little hose. I try to fish some more out. And I take a screwdriver, a little pointed screwdriver. Well, actually, it's not a screwdriver. It's like a punch. Looks like a screwdriver, but it's sharpened on the end. And I take it before I start sucking the oil out and pop a hole in the oil filter in the top. That way, it starts draining back into the engine a little quicker. Take the oil filter off, pop that oil filter back on. Dump you a quart of oil in that rascal, 1 quart. I mean, depends on what size engine. Of course, you're not going to put a quart, just dump a quart in a push mower. But most of your larger V-twin engines, you can drop a quart in there, no problem. So you put a quart in there. After you put the quart in, while it's settling, I go ahead and grease everything. Only thing on most of these new mowers is the steering spindles in the front and the front wheels. Sometimes not even the front wheels have any grease fittings on them now. So we grease what can be greased. I carry a can of white lithium grease, and I just shoot real quick on the steering gear, the little fan part down there, and the little gear that sits on your steering shaft. I spray them down right real quick. By the time you do that, you're pretty much, all the oil has settled. Check your oil again, see how much oil you need. Put you a little bit more in there, whatever you need. Put that on, start the engine. Now, the reason I start the engine is I want to fill that oil filter up. I let it sit there and idle for just, a minute maybe. Then I get on it, and the way I get underneath them is I carry ramps in the back of the truck. Now, I can put the ramps on the back of the truck, or, because they're arched ramps, I can put them on the back of the truck, or I can put them on the sides of the trailer, because a lot of times I pull the trailer with me. I'll tell you why here in a minute. But put the ramps up. Drive the lawnmower up on the ramps, and then I can reach through the ramps, because mine's got these gaps about that big. I can reach through there with my impact gun and drop the blades off of it. Of course, I move my um, tarp underneath the ramps and then scrape out the deck, clean the deck out. I've got a uh, portable battery operated drill that I put a 60 grit sand flap wheel on, a C clamp that I bolt to either the sides of the trailer or to the bumper of the truck, and tighten the blade down, and then sharpen the blade. Put the blades back on, drop it off the truck, let it sit there for a second or two, check everything, start electrical checking it while it's sitting there idling. That way you're getting how much it's putting to the battery, how much your stator's putting out. Look, just simple checks. We're not going through ohming every switch in there, okay? We're just doing a quick, make sure it's charging, make sure the battery's good, and it's charging good. You can even take a load tester and put the battery under load and see if the battery's under load. And I know somebody's out there, well, why would you do that? Because if the battery's not doing good under load, they may have had it on a charger forever and it started good when you was there, but the battery's going bad. Carry you a couple extra batteries on the truck. That way, if it fails on the load test, you can tell the customer, hey, look at this, if he's home. Look at this. See how it drops when you put it under load? Your battery's not going to last very long. Do you want me to go ahead and throw a new battery in? Sure. Well, we'll go ahead and throw a new battery in it, and we take that battery back for core. So you don't have core charge on the next one. All right. The reason that we're pulling the trailer and we have these extra blades and belts is while we're there, if they need belts or, a deck belt, we're not doing dry belts out. We're just doing deck belts. If they need a deck belt or they need new blades, we got them. We can put them on. Of course, that's a charge. Not only is it because the maintenance is a charge. The maintenance we charge for a single cylinder riding mower is right around $100. I think. I think it's $99.64 with tax and everything on it. So getting $100 for the oil change and all that, and do all that. But then, of course, while we're there, now if it's a repair, if I have to put on a belt or I have to put on a set of blades, if I have to clean a carburetor out, something like that, while I'm there, then it's $65 an hour for me to pull into your, like a regular service costs $65 just to pull in your driveway, $65. Then the clock starts ticking on $65 an hour while I'm there repairing the mower. So if it takes me 30 minutes to clean the carburetor out, then that's what, $32.50 on top of whatever else. So usually I can clean the carburetor out, especially like on a push mower or something like that, and get it cleaned up pretty good, in 30 minutes. So we go ahead and knock that out. If you got to put a blade on there, by the time you put new blades, because you already got the old blades off. Think about it. You've already got the old blades off. So if you put new blades back on it and put a belt on it and clean the carburetor, let's just say you've done all that plus a maintenance. Well, that's going to take you right at probably 45 minutes, maybe to an hour. So now you done made plus parts. That's just labor. That's not counting the parts, that the cost of the blades or the cost of the belt or the carb kit, whatever. And we carry all that in the truck. So while we're there, we do the simple repairs. So you can see, guys, it adds up quick. If I find a drive belt or something like that all tore up underneath, dry rotted, cracked, got cuts in it or whatever, I'll tell the customer, hey, you want me, take this thing to the shop and do it at the shop? Yeah, most times they're like, oh yeah, man, go ahead and take it. So I go ahead and throw it on the truck. Now that's a pickup and delivery fee on top of that. So when you take that mower back, you're going to charge them for a pickup fee, a delivery fee, and the time that it took you to put the drive belt on. Sort of works like the inspection stickers on your vehicles. If they find anything at the shop, they'll tell you about it. If you want it fixed, they'll fix it. Well, same principle here. So that's how we do it. You're looking at about 30 to 35 minutes, and you can knock out a riding mower. A single cylinder or a double. Twin cylinder ain't that much. I mean, it's a little bit more because you got another spark plug and there's a few more things you got to check, but other than that, I'm just talking, this is just basic stuff. You'll have to figure all that out for yourself. how you want to do it and what your prices and all that are, whatever your area can handle. Now, you do 5 of those a day, you made $500 that day, and you might have $120 in it. So you made $380. Let's just say 350. So you made $350 in 3.5 hours. Last time I went to school, guys, that's $100 an hour. You have no overhead for the shop. Yeah, you're using your vehicle, but are you not already driving a vehicle? I mean, you've already got a vehicle payment. You can do this maintenance stuff out of the back of a Civic, man. It doesn't take, I mean, an S10 pickup or something like that would be awesome, because I'm driving that big old box truck. It's not a big box truck, but it gets 10 miles to the gallon, highway or city. It don't matter. 10 miles to the gallon, period. So if you've got a little S10 or some kind of little car, I mean, even if you drive a Prius, even if you drive a Prius, you can do that. Well, anyway, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. But if you, and a set of tools. I mean, what do you need? You need a grease gun. You need a can of white lithium grease. You don't want to put regular grease on those steering gears down there, because all the dust and dirt gets trapped up in that grease and they'll just eat those gears up. That's where people mess up. You do not use regular grease on them things. Just take you a little bit of white lithium grease and spray in there. You're fine. Fluid film would be pretty good. I don't know how long it would last on the steering gear, but fluid film or something like that would be good to spray them. I use just a spray can of white lithium grease. Now, of course, we do push mowers and two-stroke stuff, and we run a bundle. So regularly, a push mower is going to be like $65, I think, and I think a two-stroke's like $42 or something like that. I mean, I'm just close. I don't have my list in front of me. But when you bundle those, say you pulled in, the guy's got a trimmer, a push mower, and a riding mower, which a lot of people do. So you're going to do the riding mower, $100. Then you're going to do the push mower for like $40. And then you're going to do like the two-stroke stuff for $17. That's what we got it wrote down. I know it's $17 on the bundle. You're like, well, wait a minute. Why would you do all you're changing is a spark plug and a filter? And they're little filters. If you go through a dealer, you can get them things, guys, for like $2. You know, so you got $4 and you're already there. You're making $15 extra or $13 extra, something like that, to what? To change a spark plug and a filter? We're not doing repairs. We're just doing maintenance. Shoot, yeah, on a weed eater or something, there's nothing left there. And I carry the tube of that steel grease that you screw the tube on and squeeze it, and as you turn in the head, kind of grease the head. That's all there is to it. There's nothing left. A push mower, I mean, you can turn that thing over on the side. I carry extra bags, put over the gas, or I can use the extractor. I've got a little skinny hose too. It takes a while through that little skinny hose, but you can suck a half quart of oil out of them things pretty quick, or however much they take. Suck it out of there. So when you look at, say you got 100 for the riding mower, you got 17, and then like 40, $43. So that's what, 50, 60. That's $160, and you've been there for an hour, and you probably got $40 in it, something like that. So you made $120 an hour. Think about it. You guys, the money is not in these big repairs. If you talk to any of the lawn care guys that you know, they'll tell you the same thing. Money, there's not money. Say the guys, all right, most of these guys on YouTube, you see her talking, they want to make at least $60 an hour. I think they're crazy. $60 an hour is not enough money. You will not make, by the time you pay somebody, you pay your taxes, your gas, your oil, your upkeep on the machine, you are not making that much money. You need more than $60 an hour. So let's say that the guy's, charging $75 an hour. It takes him and another guy 2 hours to mow a lawn, and he's made $150 in 2 hours. All right, now he's paying taxes on all that. He's paying his guy out of that. If his mower's anything like mine, my Bradley stand on, it's got that 25 horsepower commercial turf engine on it, it's 1 gallon an hour is the gas mileage I'm getting if you want to look at it that way. So run one mower. Run two mowers for 2 hours. So let's say that he's done 4 gallons worth of gas at $3 a piece. So right there, he's done lost $12. He's paying this guy. He's done paid him at least $30. So now 50 of that's come off. He's got $100. Now he's still got the wear and tear on his equipment. He's got to pay the taxes on $150. So out of that 150, he's down to about 120. Then he's paying all that stuff. So he's made about $80 in 2 hours is what he gets to keep. If you're out here doing this mobile maintenance stuff, you're making $120 an hour. Out of that $120, drop it down to $100 for your taxes. It's just you. You got maybe $5 in gas. You're still making $95 an hour. I mean, I'm telling you guys, it's a no-brainer. Your money's not in your big lawns. Ask that lawn care guy, and he'll tell you the money's not in the big lawns. Like I said, say he made $150 in 2 hours. What if his minimum charge is $30 an hour? $30 a lawn, and he pulls up to a lawn that takes him 15 minutes. He's making $120 an hour now. You see what I'm saying? The money is not in the big jobs. If I bring a V-twin engine in here and rebuild it, it's 5 hours. I can just about tell you it takes me, and I know guys go, oh, it don't take 5 hours. Buddy, let me tell you something. I've been doing this a long time, and for me to pull an engine off, for me to disassemble the engine, for me to check everything out in it, and the cylinder, measuring the cylinder, making sure it's not all wallered out, or well, that's West Virginia term, wallered, I guess, but it's kind of like, the bottom of your cylinder will get egg-shaped. Your cylinder will get egg-shaped. It's wider at the bottom than it is at the top. The top can be real good and tight, but the bottom can be all loose, all, wore out down there. So you have to know, you got to measure all that stuff. You're looking at your cams, looking at your crank bearings, all that kind of stuff, seeing what's wrong with this thing, why, what's going on with it. Then you gotta buy your parts. You got to put all your parts in it. Then when you're putting it in there, you can't just throw a little bit of oil on something, man, and tighten the bearing up as tight as it'll go. You got torque specs. You got a sheet hanging in front of you telling you all the torque specs. You got to torque all this stuff down. I'm telling you, it takes about a good 4.5, 5 hours to rebuild a V-twin. All right. So if somebody comes into my shop and it's 5 hours, that's $375 plus parts. Well, why in the world, why would somebody do that when you can probably buy that engine for probably $600, $700, $800 and have another, a 2-year warranty, at least a 2-year warranty on it. You rebuild one here, I cover all my labor on a rebuild for 3 months, but nothing after that, because you don't know how these guys are going to treat this equipment. So you're not making that much money off the big jobs. Rebuilding transmissions, what you got, 3 hours, 3.5 hours in like a Tough Torque K46 or something like that. You got 3.5, 4 hours to rebuild that thing. You get one of these Hydra gears or something like that in here, or a pump off a zero turn like a ZT 3100 or a 3400, something like that. Guys, it takes a while to rebuild that stuff if you're going to do it right. It's not the big jobs that pay. It's the little jobs that pay. That's what you want to buy. What you want is the little jobs, not the big ones. The big ones come with the small ones. You got to take the good with the bad. But guys, this is just straight up how it is, man. You cannot make it doing all these big jobs. And if you're out there looking for a side hustle, guys, I'm telling you, this mobile maintenance is ridiculous. We're booked through next week. Today's Thursday. We didn't do any today. We didn't do any yesterday. Tomorrow we've got 6 or 7 to do. Saturday I'll cut it like to 4, because that's going to catch me up for this week, working that Saturday and doing a few more from yesterday and today. So tomorrow I got like 7 to do. Then I got 4 to do on Saturday. Plus, you got to think we're running this shop too. We have outgrown this shop. This shop is, this wouldn't even be big enough now for our office. I'm not kidding you. I mean, it's done got ridiculous. I've got mowers setting everywhere around here. I got an 18 by 21 carport out there that is full. I have never had to tell somebody that it would be a minimum of 3 weeks before I even looked at their mower. Usually, when people drop off a mower, I'm like, a week or two. I'll have it back to you in a week, week and a half, 2 weeks at the most. Now it's like, look, I ain't even gonna take a look at this thing for 3 weeks. I mean, you can drop it off if you want to, but it's gonna sit right there under that carport for at least 2 weeks, maybe even three before I even get a chance to look at it. I've got probably, I counted them this morning. There's like 30 some pieces in here right now. So we've really outgrown this location. We need, I mean, not the location. I got 7 acres here. I could build a big old building down there. But if this small engine, if this mobile maintenance keeps going, which I know it won't, okay, I know eventually the maintenance is going to run out. But if I can run all this, and all I had to do was go change oil, well, I would never do one of these big jobs, man. I would never rebuild another engine. I don't. I've been doing this long enough. It don't thrill me to rebuild an engine. It don't thrill me to rebuild a transmission. Okay, it's not that I'm burnt out or nothing like that, but it just doesn't do it for me anymore. I mean, yeah, I like doing it, but it's not like I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to get into that, 25 horsepower commercial turf or that 37 horsepower Cowie. I'm not that way about it anymore. I'm like, okay, man, it's another 25 horsepower. It's another 37. Just saying. So get out there, guys. Get after some maintenance. I'm telling you, it'll work. If you've got a small shop out there and you're wanting to grow it, I've already got like 30 or 40 customers that we've maintenance this year said, put me on your list and just call me next spring and tell me when you're coming. So March, what are you going to do in March? March here is like dead, especially the first part of March. So I'm just going to go do all these mobile maintenances come March. Next, I've got all their lists down. I've already got what serial numbers is on their mowers, the whole bit. So all I got to do is just roll up and do it. I'm gone, making the money. Anyway, guys, I know I tried to keep this video short and sweet. I see I'm up to almost 28 minutes, man. It's just too much to tell you. But anyway, I will show you one day a video of doing one of these in the field. And that way you can get a gist of what we're doing, show you some of the tools and stuff. Like I said, it was 27 degrees this morning, so I ain't gonna go out there and be showing you everything in the back of the truck and all that. Actually, darn gas heaters done got me all goofy. But anyway, until next time, guys, no matter what you do it for the glory of God, even if it's just doing maintenance on a lawnmower. Till then, or until next time, CNL's out.